that song.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 1150. Just 50 away from 1200. Woo. Hello, it's Mike Matthews broadcasting from Cafe Anyway, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley, Mont. Today we hear from Madame Rootabega, Valentino, Bison Bentley, and we are so honored to have back Marko again for the Marko Minute. We talk sports, culture, all kinds of stuff.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
And, you know, there's that wonderful singer you may have heard of.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Who sings that song, Hello from the Other Side? I must have tried 1,000 times just to say I'm sorry. Adele. She went to an H&M and then something happened and she had a little fight with them because they turned down her credit card. Adele got turned down.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
At I think it was a San Francisco H&M. Okay, of all the places for Adele
Mike's
to get turned down,
Daily
to get her credit card revoked.
Podcast.
I mean, they know who she is, don't they?
Yeah.
At H&M? I mean, I would understand at a Harley Davidson store. But H&M, that's all they listen to is Adele, right? Am I right? And I hope you've enjoyed the beginning, the stand-up portion of our podcast today. Oh, look who just walked in. Hello, my master. It's Madame Rootabega. I love the Adele. You do? Yes. She has that beautiful voice. Ooh. Look who else just walked in.
Hello, Mike. It's Valentino, the parking attendant.
And it's Bison Bentley. Do you know that?
Mike, we're happy that today you're talking sports with Marko there.
Yeah, Marko. Do you know that? Excellent. Let's get to that right away then. Okay, MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST-1150-Gymnasts.com. It's a wonderful place you can go to hear past interviews, past Marko Minutes. You can check out the podcast pictures there that I've done a whole bunch. Speaking of today's podcast picture.
And here's today's podcast picture.
It's of the wonderful place known as Jack London Square. I went there yesterday. It was so hot. So I said, hey, I'm going to go down to the bay and cool off. And I took my dog, Basil the Boxer. And in the podcast picture, you can see, since Jack London wrote about dogs and about huskies and wolves and such, they had to put up a little statue in honor of that. There's one of the wolves. And you can see that, as well as, for some reason, there are a bunch of bikes on the lampposts. There's a lot of bicycle riding there in Jack London Square. There's that bicycle coffee is down there, too. And Blue Bottle Coffee at Jack London Square. So, and Plank, which MC Hammer owns. You can't touch this. And they have bocce ball and bowling and drinks and an outdoor patio area, which I did not imbibe in. I didn't have the time. And I'm done giving them a free plug because they're not going to give me a free drink or anything. So screw them. You know what? Let's get to the Marko Minute. Oh, if you want to help out the show, Amazon.com. Click on that Amazon link. Buy whatever it is you're going to buy on Amazon. That helps us out tremendously. Thank you for doing that. And you're just shopping on Amazon anyway, buying several cases of toilet paper. So just click on that first before you do that, and it helps us out. Also, there is the PayPal. If you'd like to donate to the show, you'll get a special greeting from all the Cafe Anyway characters. It's wonderful, so go there now. MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com, and you can also email any questions to Marko there. There's links there. We do the emails from email and your comment, not so comments. You can comment on Facebook or Twitter or what have you. So check that all out, MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. And now, the Marko Minute.
The Marko Minute. The Marko Minute.
Marko, his name is Marko.
Is this a mic check?
Mike, did I give you a check?
No, you didn't. Yeah,
Oh.
so I got to go 1220 KDOW, Wall Street Business Network.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
Let's talk money.
All right.
With Marko is here, everyone. Woohoo!
Yay!
We have an applause sound effect for you. It took me 3 hours to find it. Where is it?
TikTok. There we go.
All right.
Nice.
I have all kinds of crazy sound effects.
Look at that. We got sound effects now. We're just so stepping up in the world. This is awesome.
Yay.
What's going on, Mike?
Not much, Marco. It's great to have you back. And the Olympics are happening. I'm not watching them. What's going on?
Well, I have to be a little honest here and say I haven't been watching them that much either. However, though, I do know what's going on though. I know our women's USA. I should say USA Women's Gymnastics. I can't say R because, this is an international podcast, right? There's people from all over the world listening, yes?
Yeah, but they know we're Americans.
Okay, well, all right. Just to clarify, though, the USA Women's gymnastics team just kicked ass this past couple of days. They took the team all around competition. They won by 8 points over those nasty Russians. And I know, right? But it's funny because according to my roommate, who was it? Nice. According to my roommate, who used to do gymnastics, and the reason why
your roommate used to do gymnastics.
Used to do gymnastics, and so you
have a woman roommate who used to do gymnastics.
Yes,
lucky
acrobatic gymnastics too.
Oh,
yeah. So she's so hardcore about gymnastics, right? So she was watching it and telling me how the reason they won by so much is because this is like the best team ever, and they won by 8 points, which is, I guess, if you take it in like a football terms, that means they beat Russia like 70-7. That's how amazing they were and how much they kicked ass in this competition right now. So yeah.
Oh, so that they really say what? That's really amazing.
It is. So they are doing well. Those lovely ladies in gymnastics. Michael Phelps continues to smoke weed and just get gold medals. You gotta love that guy, man. I love him. Yeah. He just won 2 more. I think yesterday or the day before, so he's up to like 22 gold medals for his career. 22 gold, not just medals, but gold medals. That's the most by any athlete, I think, ever. He's like the oldest to win a gold medal in swimming. He's like 31 now. And so we're on top. The Americans are at top of the leaderboard right now as far as medals are concerned. I think we're up 33 to like 24. I think China's second right now. So, and they all cheat. So those medals don't even count as far as I'm concerned.
And the Russians are they even in this?
I think they're top 6 right now. Oh. But yeah, they're not even close to the Americans. Only the Chinese are. And they're not even that close. We're just kicking ass and shooting. Maybe there's like an air rifle competition. That was like the first gold medal that the Americans won.
Is an air rifle like an air guitar, like it's not real?
No, it's real.
Oh.
Yeah. You could die if someone were to shoot you with it. At least, I don't know. But then again, I don't really know that much about guns. So this is just all hypothesis, I guess.
Hypothesis. Hyperbole.
Hyperbole. That too.
How many bongs do you think Michael Phelps has?
I would say he does at least 2 to 3 after every competition. I mean, the guy's got to relax. Swimming takes a lot out of you. That's a very high endurance sport. And not only do you have to be, have the endurance, but you got to be fast like he is. And so I would think that that's a 2 to 3 bong sport at least.
Michael Phelps looks a little like Mark Zuckerberg to me.
You think so? I don't see the resemblance at all. Mark Zuckerberg is a big, tall, dorky nerd. Michael Phelps is, big, strong, awesome swimmer dude. I don't know. I don't see the resemblance, but
Mark Zuckerberg is Michael Phelps' rich, nerdy brother.
There you go. Yeah, younger brother, right? Okay, I guess I could see that.
But they're both big, successful people.
Winning.
Yeah, they have more money than I do right now. So, yeah.
You know what else? You're a big winner tonight. You're a big winner.
You're just busting out all the sound effects today, aren't you?
Wait, one more for you.
All right. Great googly moogly. I love that one.
All right. So, Michael Phelps, Olympics, Napoleon Kaufman.
Yes, Napoleon Kaufman, the ex-former. That's redundant, isn't it? The ex-former.
Ex-former.
But you hear that all the time, right? So it's like it's embedded in your brain. Anyway, the ex-great Raider, Oakland Raider, stopped by our business building yesterday, and because he's a client of ours, which I found out, and it was so awesome. He came in to do a recording, and this guy I watched, straight out of college. We're about the same age. So when he came out of Washington University or University of Washington and got drafted by the Oakland Raiders, I was right at San Diego State at the time, and so watching this guy just he's a running back. Just to clarify, what his position was. He was so fast. I mean, he was like a bullet being shot out of a gun. Once he broke through a hole, you weren't going to catch him. No defensive back could catch this guy. He was that quick. In fact, the Raiders would use him on kickoff returns. There was just always the start of the game, the start of the first half. Whenever there's a touchdown scored, you got the kickoff. So he was so fast that he would just. All he needed was one little seam, and he would just break through it, go 100 yards, score a touchdown, and, it make me happy because I'm a Raiders fan. So,
wow. That was the guy that was here.
That was the guy that was here, so it was an honor to meet him yesterday and got a picture with him, threw it on my Facebook, and he was such a cool, down-to-earth guy. Most athletes, even when they're past their prime, they're not playing anymore, they're kind of divas. They're kind of don't bother me.
Yeah.
This guy was so cool. He just said hi. He shook my hand. He was just such in a good mood the whole time.
Yeah.
I mean...
And you got to do the interview. You were producing the interview with him and
yes,
Craig.
I did produce the interview, and it was so funny because at the end of it, Craig goes, "Okay, so now you can record us." I'm like, "Yeah, whenever you're ready, I'm going to hit record right now." And you just seen the look on the Napoleon Kaufman's face. He looked back at me, like, "Say what?" He didn't say what, but he had that look, And I'm just like, "Just kidding." So say what? There you go.
Okay, I was a little slow.
A little bit. Are you caffeinated yet? You're not caffeinated yet, are you?
No.
Yeah.
I need some more coffee.
Would you like some coffee? When the coffee's first rate, so is everything else.
That's all the coffee
Yeah.
Napoleon coffee.
Napoleon coffee.
Beer.
Oh, that's something different.
I can go for beer right now.
But what goes good with coffee?
Donuts.
I go for one of those right now. Actually, I go for a whole box of those right now.
Anyway, so Napoleon Kaufman, nice guy. I went to shake his hand, and I was going to do a traditional white handshake with him, and he did the total wanted to do the cool handshake.
Yeah.
And but he went with the stupid old white man handshake with me But I could tell with his hand that he wanted to do the cool handshake.
Right.
So I felt kind of stupid. But yeah, he's still in amazing shape too.
He is. You know what? I really think if he really wanted to go back to the NFL, he probably could get on a couple teams. I mean, most athletes too, when they retire, they put on a few pounds just because they're not in that regimen of working out all the time, and and that's what happens with your body. If you're not constantly doing it, you put on weight. It's just the physiological, thing that happens. So, but for him, he looked like he was still back in his University of Washington playing days.
Wow.
That's how awesome this guy stayed in shape. And it's cool because, he still coaches football. He coaches at Bishop Odell.
Oh.
Yeah. He coaches the football team there.
Wow.
And, as well as that he does his preaching as well at his church. So, I mean, this guy, stays active. He stays doing his thing, and he's just such a down-to-earth good guy. We don't have too many of those left in this world. So thanks for Napoleon Kaufman coming and hanging out. And I got a chance to meet one of my heroes because I totally loved the guy when he was with the Raiders. And he only played 6 years.
Wow.
He could have been Hall of Fame material had he played, if he had double that. If he played about 10 to 12 years, he definitely could have had Hall of Fame stats. But he didn't. He just said, you know what? I have a different calling. I'm going to go turn my life to God, to Jesus, and that's my path. And that's what he did. So, you got to respect that. And you got to respect someone who says, you know what, there's something better out there. There's something more than just football. Because most athletes are like, that's all they know. And when they retire, they don't know what to do with their life because all they've known their whole entire life was that sport that they did.
Right.
So the fact that this guy knew what he wanted to do, and knowing that he could have played another 6, 7, who knows how many more years he could have played. That's so much respect right there.
Yeah. Oh, such a nice guy. Now, any other sports things going on? There's like baseball or something.
Yeah, baseball's they're starting to get into its, its pennant races. It's really starting to pick up steam, should I say. We're in the dog days of August, and this is where players get to this point and they start feeling tired. They start feeling fatigued because they're playing. It's in August. The weather's crappy with the heat and the humidity, especially if you're on the East Coast. I mean, granted, we're awesome out here on the West Coast. We don't ever get humidity, thank God, because I could not live through that. You'll never see me live in the Southeast ever.
Yeah.
Because of that. So right now the Giants are just barely hanging on by the. I don't know what's a good analogy there. I can't even think right now because it's too early.
By a thread.
There you go, hanging on by a thread. You know, the last what's the last what they say about the rope? Last
you're at your rope. End of your rope.
End of yeah. So whatever. See, that's what happens when I'm not caffeinated at this time of the day. They got a 1-game lead over the Dodgers. It's going to go down to the wire. But it looks like they're starting to put their team together. The only thing that's not working right now is their offense. They still can't score runs to save their lives. So, but if they get that, if they fix that in I would say the next 3 weeks, because they're going to be they don't leave the state of California for the rest of August. Nice, I like that one. Yeah, they are at home in San Francisco in their friendly confines of AT&T Park really for the next 3 weeks. They just do 3 games in LA, so they don't leave California the rest of this month in August.
Oh, okay.
So if there's a time for them to make a run to get their shit together, this is it.
They just need to focus.
Yes. They need to pull their heads out of their ass right now is what they need to do. Because they were the best team in the first half, and they've been the worst team to start the second half. So something's got to give.
Oh, man, I should have played this when we were talking about the Raiders.
Oh, Mike, you have the autumn wind, and you didn't play that? Oh, okay. I'm so disappointed in you right now, Mike. But, you know what they say, better late than never. Thank you.
I also have this,
where'd you find that? Nice.
We had it in here for some reason.
How come I've never seen that? What page is that on?
Look it up under Raiders Bump. It's called Raiders Bump.
Oh, okay.
Versus Baby Bump, which is...
Yeah.
That usually happens after you have the baby bump.
Right. All right.
Did I just bring us down?
I think so, with the whole baby thing. Go back and play the autumn win again.
Okay. But without babies, we wouldn't have future football players.
That's true. We wouldn't have future Raiders to, make them great again. So, yeah. That's just another thing. Football's starting up soon. In fact, the first preseason games they start today. The Raiders' first preseason game is on Friday, and the Niners one is on Sunday. So football is back.
Yeah.
Give me applause there. Come on.
I have it on a different
give
page.
Me a woohoo. Oh, I was going to say, give me a woohoo. There you go.
There you go.
So we got the Olympics, we got baseball, we got football. August is not such a boring month.
Yeah, there's so much to do.
Exactly.
And go to strip clubs.
That too. Unfortunately, I didn't get to visit my favorite one in Vegas this past weekend because...
Oh, how was Vegas? I forgot to ask about Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas was... Well, it's funny. I would say that was the shortest time I've ever was in Vegas. It was 32 hours. From the time I got off the plane to the time I got out to my... So here's the thing, right? So it's Friday night. I'm supposed to leave it's supposed to be 9:30, the last Southwest flight out of San Jose, because they have a curfew. You can't fly anything after 11 o'clock. Yeah. Well, I get this email about 5-ish that day and says, it's from Southwest Airlines saying, yeah, guess what? Your flight's delayed. I'm like, no! Or do you have the Steve Carell office going, no! Do you have that? That's
something I do not have.
Wow, that's like the best soundbite ever. Anyway, so then I get there, and it's like first it says it's only going to be delayed to 10:15. I'm like, okay, that's not so bad. Then once I get to the airport, it says 10:30. Then I'm like, all right. And then 10 minutes later, it says 10:40, and I'm like, how long are we going to keep? And finally, it was like 10:55 is when it was boarding time.
Whoa.
And so I went to the Original Joe's, had a couple beers, watched the opening ceremonies, and then finally it was like 11 o'clock, or it's time to board. We actually didn't even get off the air. Into the air. Into the air, I'm sorry. We didn't get into the air, off the ground is what I was trying to say. Off the ground, into the air until 11:30.
Wow.
So I fly into Vegas about 12... About 12:30.
So
about an hour flight.
They broke their own curfew rule.
Yes, they had to. They had to. They couldn't.
Thank goodness.
Well, yeah. People have paid for that flight. They were not going to delay them a whole. Extra day or another 10 hours to 6 o'clock in the morning or whatever. So yeah, they had to. Actually, that's more like 8 hours, right, or 7. Anyway, they had to fly. They had to get those flights out. They had to. So because there was like one flight to Vegas. I think there was another flight to Phoenix. That they were all those flights were delayed because I guess there was some kind of storm happening back east that was delaying those planes from coming in to San Jose. Which is I'm always like, why can't you just have like planes ready to go like in San Jose or like in LA or San Diego where they can just come up, if something like that happens. Is that too much for me to ask for something like that? Am I crazy? No,
it's not part of their business plan.
I guess not. So anyway, I didn't even get into my hotel until 1 a.m. But I got some sleep and went and the whole purpose of this trip it was a business trip. It wasn't a pleasure trip. That's why I didn't go to any strip clubs. And the business of it was me getting a new truck finally.
Yay!
After almost 2 decades. Yeah, actually, you should play the Empire Strikes Back theme for that.
I'm not your little monkey. You can tell me to do.
Hey, why don't you started it? All right, there you go. Nice.
Now you have your truck.
Yeah. So I got my truck. It's awesome. I'm happy. Yeah, I'm so happy that I broke it in. So that was the thing. I flew into Vegas Friday night. Well, I guess it was Saturday morning now. And then I drove back Sunday morning, and it was great. I was able to break it in, and
nice.
Drive's great.
And you had a bunch of traffic on the way back.
Yeah, the traffic sucked. This is why I never leave. If I drive to Vegas, I never leave on a Sunday because I know that's exactly what's going to happen. You're going to be stuck right at the border. And when I say the border, I mean California and Nevada, not Mexico, U.S., okay?
Which will soon have a wall.
Exactly.
Because I'm going to build a wall.
Yeah, and then Mexico's going to pay for it.
Yeah.
I just love
I will make them pay for it.
Yeah, I just love the whole...
That guy had a nice upbringing that the parents made him so full of himself,
right?
And all that confidence,
exactly,
brimming,
right? So that's why. Anyway, back to the story. That's why I don't drive on a Sunday because it took me 10 hours to drive back here when it normally takes only 8 because it was bumper to bumper, really from like I said, the border at Prim's the border of California and Nevada, and then all the way up to 15 was horrible because you had all the SoCal people going back to LA.
Yeah.
The 58 was okay because there was not many people traveling through the desert. But then once I got on the 5, normally you can average about 80, 85 when you drive the 5. I was lucky if I was averaging 55.
Yeah.
It was that bad. The whole entire boring ass drive up from Bakersfield. That's like, 3.5 hours turned into like 5 hours. Oh,
all the cow smells and everything.
Yeah, well, you get that right at what is it? Is it Coalinga where they have all the cows? Where's Harris Ranch? That's where all the cows are at. What is that?
I don't remember. But
anyway,
yeah, you should move a lot faster on 5.
Yeah, especially when you hit that part. And I wasn't. I was like I go about 60 and then stop. Then I go 65, stop. Then 35, stop. And it was like, oh, God, why are there so many people here? But that's what happens when you drive back on a Sunday. So I always come back on a Monday and never have to worry about that. But this time around, I didn't have that choice. I had to come back on Sunday because, well, my job said I got to be here at 5 a.m. the next day.
Oh, wait, we just got an email.
There's a letter in your mailbox.
It says, Dear Marco, what did you do in Vegas?
I guess they're a little late to the party there, right? But, yeah, so that's all I did.
Did you like gamble or anything?
No, I didn't gamble. I thought about it because where I was at, they had a $5 blackjack table. And I should take advantage of that.
Yeah.
But I didn't. Instead, I said, you know what? Since I just bought me a new truck, I'm going to celebrate this by having a nice, big, fat, juicy steak. So they have this place called Austin's Steakhouse in the Texas Station where I stayed at. And seriously, they had this bone-in ribeye, 22-ounce steak. They cooked it perfectly medium rare, just how I liked it. Seasoned it how I liked it. I don't know how they knew that, but because when you go to most steakhouses, they throw they will baste it in butter and put all this other crap on the steak, and
right?
And you don't taste the steak. You taste
We're
whatever.
We're looking at you, Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, with all your butter,
right? So they cooked it perfectly, and it tasted so great. I had some mashed potatoes, some sauteed mushrooms on the side. I had this lobster chowder that they served up, some lobster. No, oysters Rockefeller is what I was trying to say.
Okay.
That is my appetizer. I mean, it was very good.
Did it come with a horse?
It should have, though, for what I paid for it.
You were as hungry as a horse.
I was. I really was. And that's how I celebrate. But they had the 99-cent margaritas there, too. So you can't beat 99-cent margaritas, man.
Oh, what a wonderful excursion.
Right. Oh, and I did watch the new Jason Bourne movie. Because they had a theater. They have a movie theater inside the same hotel. And my brother and his girlfriend were like, well, let's go watch a movie. I'm like, all right, what do you want to see? And they're like, let's watch the new Jason Bourne movie. And it's funny because I think I've only watched one of them. Mm-hmm. I think it was the first one. And I had never seen the others. And it took me 20 years to watch the first one because, I never was a big Matt Damon fan. Uh-huh. But after watching the first one, I'm like, oh, this is actually a cool movie.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, yeah, I'll go watch the new one. And that was pretty good. There's this one really cute chick in it. She plays like the FBI person who's supposed to she's like the liaison between Jason Bourne character and the FBI and all those people. Uh-huh. And like Tommy Lee Jones plays this really just complete jackass FBI guy.
Oh,
yeah, because basically the whole how the premise is like they want to kill Jason Bourne because he can expose their secrets.
Yeah,
and all that stuff. And so that's basically what the whole movie's about. I think that's what those movies are about. So this is just kind of like the newest installment of that.
Right.
And but they did have a couple of cute. Oh, and Julia Stiles. I like her.
Oh, she's back.
She's back.
She was in all the other ones.
Yes. Oh, was she?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So she's back.
Where has she been?
I don't know, but man, I like that she's filled out now. Oh, she looks so hot now.
Yeah, she was always so lean.
Like then, yeah.
Now she's got nice roundness.
Yes.
Curves.
And I'm not going to spoil the scene, or the movie, but I'll just say she's not in the movie that long.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I'm not going to say what happened, but just know that. Well, if you haven't seen it yet.
Maybe this will jumpstart her career because she needs to do more stuff. She was so big in the 90s.
She was. Did you see her when she was on Dexter, that one season?
Oh, no.
She was awesome in that.
Oh, I forgot she was in that. I didn't see it.
That's a great season of Dexter. Although the best season of Dexter was when John Lithgow was on there.
That's right. He was
nothing compares to that season of Dexter. That will go down as the best season, best ending ever. So,
but Dexter overall had a bad ending, didn't it? When they wrapped it up.
Yeah, they did. But I mean, you kind of have had to expect that was going to happen. Like in other words, a lot of people thought he was going to die. And I'm like, no, Dexter's not going to die. Uh-huh. And I told people, they're like, watch, you're going to be disappointed. Because everyone thinks like, yeah, he's going to go out in a blaze of glory or he's going to do this. I'm like, nope. No. If you've watched the show, you'll know that's not what's going to happen. And everyone, it was like with The Sopranos. Everyone thought Tony was going to get killed in this, blaze of glory, a gunfire between the New York mafioso and New Jersey and all that. And it didn't happen, and everyone was pissed off about that. And I thought the ending of that was genius because it pissed off everybody.
Yeah, that had an open ending. I heard Mad Men had an open, sort of a questionable ending too.
Did they?
I can't watch it because I don't know.
Yeah, I've never watched Mad Men. I don't really watch primetime programming, especially on the networks like WNBC. I don't watch that program. I only watch HBO and Showtime, so I couldn't tell you about Mad Men.
We were talking about the Howard Stern movie from eons ago, Private Parts, where he says that. Hey, speaking of Bourne, real quick, that filming style, the way they filmed with a lot of handheld camera movements, and it just got this feel to it, that totally inspired the Daniel Craig arc of James Bond's.
Really?
Yeah. The James Bonds were completely influenced by the Bourne movies.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, the new ones. They like intentionally modeled it. I think they even had the director involved somehow from the Bourne movies.
Yeah, I like that. It keeps you from falling asleep, really, because of all the action scenes. You're like, it makes you think like but it makes you feel like you're right there.
Right.
And it's pretty cool. I kind of like that kind of cinematography.
Yeah, that totally influenced all the action movies after it. It really did. But,
nice.
But we didn't mean to turn into movie talk. We wanted it to be Marko talk.
Right.
And it's the Marko Minute.
Well, yeah. See, I'm not just sports, and I'm not just movies or politics, or I'm a little bit of everything.
You're a complex individual.
I am.
Who lives with a gymnast.
Yes.
Lucky you.
I know, right?
Thank you, Marco. Have a great weekend.
You too, Mike.
That was real applause that I just did. Golf clap. Golf clap. Thanks, Marco! As we go outside a cafe anyway, we're bringing Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcaster Valley. Next show, it'll be Chely Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, and John Deere the Engineer. Go Raiders and the Olympics and other athletes go.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Email Mike now at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!